Does Mr. Randolph mean he wants to abolish the state governments and replace them with one national government?
What I meant to do was introduce and outline the system of government under the Virginia Plan.
I do not support nor reject this plan and open it to discussion. However, I am opposed to granting powers to Congress, as we have discussed before, when all the power is vested in one body. Having power distributed into different entities, as the Virginia Plan proposes, would allow me to change my mind.
This convention, recommended by the Continental Congress, was founded for the purpose of discussing the Articles of Confederation, not to discuss a new government. I don't think this convention is authorized to discuss a system founded on principles different from those of the Articles.
Okay. Let me explain the difference between a federal supreme government and a national supreme government. A federal supreme government is an agreement resting on the good faith of the parties. A supreme federal government has its own complete and constantly functioning operation. However, in both governments there is one supreme power.
I am Mr. Mason, and under the Articles of Confederation we are not able to force and punish delinquent states, and punish shouldn't be forced on all the states once. Therefore, a government that cannot directly affect individual states and punish delinquent ones is needed.
It is true that the Confederation never gave sufficient power to Congress, and additional powers are needed, like the power to raise money. It is also true that the nation and the states should never have the power to make legal decisions over the same area. However, I don't want to make too many changes to the existing system. Changes seen in amendment to the Articles of Confederation will not be passed because almost all amendments take power away from the states, and the states would never agree to losing power.
I don't think that the national government will overpower the state governments. The power of the states and their separate governments must not be destroyed. The state governments and the national government will work together. The United States are too big and spread out for one government to control them on its own. No entity with absolute power has ever successfully governed a country that is so large.
This national government has enough power. This system was proposed by the Virginia Plan. It is not impractical, and since it is supported by the government, This raising taxes under the Articles of Confederation was opposed because the Congress was composed of only one branch. That branch was composed of the legislative, judicial, and the executive powers. If Congress gained one more power, the people would think that secretly operating too much gained much control. These people agree on two things. First, the government should be Republican. Second, the legislature should not have two branches. Those governments who continue to support the Articles of Confederation think that taxes could be enforced on the state and collected by the military force. I don't think this is possible. Why can't we enforce these rules over the people by using an army? I will never support the elimination of the state governments because at a certain point. But the state government should be forgotten. We cannot make a perfect government and even have one more done here on this. Oh my God. Our amendments will be in the future to correct our mistakes.
I know you want pop, you want rock and roll.
You want it?
This year's remix
Got some phonics.
I got hop, I got rockin'
Electronic.
beats. I got your pop music with the future flow.
Don't worry, even if the sky is falling down.
Gonna be okay when it knocks you down.
So baby, don't worry.
Alright. When it knocks you down.
When you go down, no need to worry.
Just get back up when you're tumbling down.
I do not support a national government if it will sacrifice the safety and protection of the states.
Amen.
The states should be put before the union.
Amen.
We don't need two branches in the federal government. One is enough for a confederation. There has never been two branches in a federal government in any place before. If we have to, let's increase the powers of Congress and preserve the states instead of strengthening them. Our treaties will never mean nothing if we don't keep the Articles of the Confederation because these were formed by all of the United States together.